Hi, I'm Julie Merrill, the paddleboarding CPA, and this video is a review and my testimonial for Coach Glitter's Lights Camera Branding course. For me, finding my niche was a journey. I signed up with Lights Camera Branding after my sister took it and had fantastic results for herself and her business, and told me personally that it was something I didn't want to miss out on. I went into the course with some basic knowledge about filming video. I'd already started doing some professional videos for an online course, but was terrified to actually go live in a Facebook Live or Instagram Live video in that situation. Still, I wondered if the course was going to add that much more value to me because I had already had a decent amount of knowledge on how to produce a video, basic production, and so forth. I thought I had the essentials and just needed a few tips and a little help, maybe a little push to get me through the discomfort of getting over being on live camera. When I signed up for the course, I was quickly humbled at how much more the course had to offer, how much more benefit I got out of the course personally and professionally. Not only did I build a set, I got through the challenges and the stepping outside of my comfort zone and keeping pushing and moving on that the community and coaching really helped me get through by being part of this production, this course. It's so much more than that, than just a course. I feel like I've made tons of relationships and networked with other people who were in the same situation, going through the same thing as me, in addition to having a connection with Coach Glitter herself, and have gone on to other programs where she has coached me through and been a fantastic mentor. I remember early on in the course sitting in my chair. My set was not as polished as this, although I still have lots of improvements I want to go with, but went for minimal. And I remember sitting right here, fully done up professionally, because I was really just kind of going off of what people knew me as. All my experience had been in business and startup companies, and so I was all professional and put together, and I was sitting in front of my iPhone on my ring light like I am right now. And I remember being in Facebook Live and saying, okay, deep breathing, trying to coach myself to hit that go live button. And it took so much courage. And I remember I would be like, okay, taking deep breaths and then go to push the button to go live. And I couldn't do it. I'd take a step back and restart. I was drenched. I had the full underarm sweat going on. I was so nervous. And the first time I went live, I made so many mistakes, but you know what? Each time was easier. And she's, everything she tells you in the course, it's practice makes perfect. And, being on live camera early on, nobody's really watching that much unless you're boosting it and running ads, and you don't do that early on until you feel more comfortable, which at the beginning is so overwhelming. I was completely outside my comfort zone and didn't really see the light at the end of the tunnel. Like, she kept coaching us through, Tiffany, Coach Glitter, kept coaching the group through, you're gonna get there, just keep pushing. And I never ever would have kept pushing had I tried to do something similar on my own with my limited knowledge that I had gotten from YouTube or my sister or other people doing Facebook Live, without being as part of the network and the group and the community. So it really pushed me to continue, pushed me to work through my armpit sweat and be myself on live camera, and ultimately find my niche, because at the beginning I just reverted back to what I had known and what I had always done and what I was good at, and I knew I had a good knowledge base of. But it really wasn't where my passions were leading me. And to give you just a little more detail on that, I was a business of CPA, and I've done a lot of business helping startups from big corporations to small business really be set up, grow, build out their back office. And it's what I know, and it's what I've done for years, but I'm also a military spouse, and I spent some time overseas, became hugely passionate about stand-up paddleboarding, ended up running tours for kayaking and stand-up paddleboard companies, came back after 3 years of living overseas of doing that, and just felt lost. Like I had these two huge passions, and I wasn't really sure that I could combine them. So recently, after I really took this journey, and I went through this journey in the course, and even continued on this journey after the course as I continued to go through Facebook Lives, getting feedback, really trying to figure out how I could find myself and my own path, and came to a point where I truly pivoted. I started calling myself the paddleboarding CPA on my live videos while I was in the course. And the feedback was amazing. Everybody kind of was like, wow, you've got something there that's fantastic. That's a catchy phrase. No one's using it. And it got me thinking, how can I use that to combine my passions? Well, recently I've done that, and I found my path. I recently launched a podcast. It's called The Paddleboarding CPA, and I talk about business in active sports. So I bring on stand-up paddleboard instructors and guides, and I have a kiteboarder that's from Antigua that's a specialist on GoPro equipment and video, and I have this niche, and I'm so passionate about it. I finally have found my way through what started really in this course. But in addition to that, the live video and the comfortableness, is that a word, that I found myself in front of the camera speaking to you like I am right now, all goes back to the fundamentals and essentials that I learned through Lights Camera Branding. How that helped me recently in my podcast launch was I was also in a podcast course that helped me through it with Pat Flynn, and other people were, we're all kind of launching together, going through similar, what's our launch plan, and some people were doing production style videos with snippets, is that a word? With their audio, with some fancy graphics, and you know what I did? I went with what was familiar to me and what was comfortable to me. I did Facebook Lives. So I did Facebook Lives leading up to the launch. I boosted them to targeted Facebook interest audiences that were in my niche, announcing the upcoming podcast and giveaways that I was doing live on Facebook and Instagram on my launch day based on downloads and reviews from people subscribing to my podcast. And so it was a way that I was able to take what I had been practicing and learned for so long in live video. I'd gotten past my fears and am now, I would say I'm not 100% comfortable on film, but I'm really close. Like I'm probably about 95% comfortable now on live video because things still happen, things come up. Usually it's like a technology glitch, but I can use these tools that I learned in Lights Camera Branding to help me go down my path of launching a new product that has been successful and was well received. I received on the live video that I did for my podcast launch that I ended up promoting to different groups. I had more than 4,000 views of it, and I did boost it, but I ended up paying less than it was like 0.7 a penny per view. And the structure of my Facebook Live, my confidence, my authenticity, kind of getting over the mistakes and leaving them in and being comfortable with it so that people get to know you. They feel like they know me when they watch me on live video because I'm being myself. It's not polished and I might say a few times, but it's me. And it has given me the tools to find success in my niche. And I can't recommend the course enough because even if you have experience in video, the network, the community, the coaching, the detailed steps from the beginning that Coach Glitter walks you through will get you to a place that you never thought you could be. I'm Julie Merrill, the Paddleboarding CPA. I have a podcast called the Paddleboarding CPA. I have upcoming courses that I'm launching for business in active sports. I continually do live video on my Facebook page. I go live on Instagram and Snapchat. I do stories. All of it stems from taking this course, building my confidence, providing me with the essential tools that I needed to get me there. So if you're even remotely considering it, this is a course that you don't want to miss out on. So just do it.